Hello friends, welcome to the channel. In networking, ping command indicates whether a system or a machine is reachable or communicable or not. And in this video, we will see how we can ping to our EC2 instance from any other machine of any other network. For example, the laptop in your local network or any other machine from your organization's network. And for this, we also need to understand MyIP, SSH and ICMP and also the security group associated with that EC2 instance. So let's start by a quick understanding of all these concepts, then we will start with the implementation. Here, for every EC2 instance, we have one security group associated with it. Or you can also create your own security group, or you can use and modify later the default security group of your instance. One is your inbound traffic and another is your outbound traffic. By inbound traffic, we mean the traffic coming to your EC2 instance. And by outbound traffic, we mean the traffic going out of your instance. So by default, in your outbound rules of security group, all the traffic is allowed to go out to any other source. Coming to inbound rule, where only SSH traffic is allowed by default. It is already checked whenever you are launching an instance. So only SSH traffic is allowed from any other source to your instance. So this is the default setting for inbound and outbound traffic rules of any security group linked with an instance. So let's start with implementing these basic settings and then we will move on to further details how we can make our system reachable from other networks. So let's move to your AWS console and let's quickly launch an EC2 instance with default setting and default security group. We will be modifying only the default group, or you may create your own group as well. So launch instance. Select the AMI of your machine, instance type, key pair. I'm just using an existing key pair and this auto assign public IP should be enabled. Create security group. Here comes the option to create a security group and select existing security group. If you are selecting this option, second option of selecting existing security group, then you must have created one security group earlier that you will be selecting here. Suppose I am clicking this option, then you can select from any security group. Okay, these are the security group in my console. So I am not going for this. I am just creating a new security group that will be created by default. Next, by default it is allowing only SSH traffic. So we are going with this rule only and quickly launch your instance. Go to your instance. The state is still pending. By the time state is pending, you can check the security group linked with your instance, and for that select your instance and go to security tab. Here you can see the security group. Security groups are basically defining the allowed incoming and outgoing traffic with your instance. So your security group is Launch Wizard 11. Just click on it. So this is the default settings of your security group. And the security group is also connected with the same VPC as my instance. Here are the inbound rules. So before modifying the inbound rule, let's try to get into outbound rule. Here we have the outbound rule where we are allowing all the traffic from the instance to any other destination. So this is the default outbound rule. Next, let's check the inbound rule. Here are the inbound rules allowing only the SSH traffic from any source. Incoming traffic of type SSH from any source. So these are the default settings of your instance. Now let's see what happens with this default setting. So here is our instance. Its state is running now. So let's try to connect to your instance. Here, click on connect, EC2 instance connect. As you can see, we are able to connect to our instance. But are we able to ping our instance from our local machine? So let's check this. For this, Open the command prompt. Here is our command prompt. So let's try to ping our instance. For that you need the public IP of your instance. This is our public IP. Just copy it and try to ping it. Request timeout. So we are not able to connect to our instance from our local machine. So this is my local machine command prompt. We are not able to access it. But are we able to connect it via SSH? So let's try that as well. For this, again go to connect. But this time we need open SSH connection. So let's copy this command that is having our key, username and our instance ID to connect. So copy this command and go to your command prompt. For this you need to move to the folder where your key was downloaded, and here is my downloads folder. Simply right click and the command is pasted here and run the command. So here we are able to connect via SSH connection, but we are not able to ping our instance from this machine. I hope you are getting this point. So as we allowed in security group, let's check again. That was our 11 group. In security group, we allowed the inbound traffic from SSH only. So we are able to connect to our instance via the direct instance connect and also via the command prompt. Here I am connecting my instance from my local machine, but we are not able to ping our instance because it is not reachable. Only SSH traffic is allowed, so it is connecting via instance connect and also through open SSH connect, but it is not reachable via our local machine. So we need to make certain changes to your EC2 instance inbound traffic group. So let's start. But before this, let's exit from the server. Now what we need to change over here? For this we have multiple options. As SSH traffic, as we have seen, is already allowed. Now we need to make our system available or reachable from other machine as well. For that you need to add one more rule. Now we need to allow ICMP traffic for our instance. Now what should be the source of ICMP traffic? That can be MyIP or any traffic or any other network ID, network IP. So let's understand these terms one by one. Here MyIP means the IP address provided by the internet service provider. So this is not your machine's IP address. This is the IP address or public IP address provided by the internet service provider. All the systems connected to the same network or your local network will be able to access your EC2 instance. So all the machines connected by this IP will be able to send messages to your EC2 instance. So the next option is 0.0.0.0/0. So this means we are allowing any traffic to reach your EC2 instance. So the third option is network IP. Here this network IP can be of any other network, like your organization's network. So you are allowing your machine to be accessible to any specific network. That can be your organization's network or any other network. Here MyIP is also a kind of network IP of your local network, and this is the IP of your organization network. But for this practical we will be going with this option so that our system or our machine is accessible from any other machine. You can also try with MyIP option, and you can also try by adding your organization's IP address. Now how we can check our IP? Because it is not visible with ipconfig command or ipconfig/all command, because this is not your system's IP. So all the systems in a network are getting some internal IP addresses, but this address relate to your network. This is your network's address, and this is the network address of any other network. So let's start. So where you can check your this IP address. For this you can simply type what is my IP to Google, and here you can check your IPv4 address and your IPv6 address. Here the IP addresses are hidden just for the security reasons, but you will be able to see your IP address. You can copy it from here, or you can simply select MyIP in your security group and you will automatically get your IP address listed in the drop down options. So let's start. Here is our security group. We need to add one more rule, and this time I am adding the ICMP protocol rule. Basically, ICMP is Internet Control Message Protocol that is dedicated to detect the unauthorized traffic and to allow only the legitimate traffic to your network. Next, for the source, you have these options. Anywhere from IPv4, anywhere means this 0.0.0/0, or you can select MyIP. So here, as you select MyIP, it will automatically prompt your IP address in the option. For this practical, you can either go with MyIP if you are trying to ping your system from your local machine, or you can also go with anywhere IPv4. It will automatically add the 0.0.0/0 to your source IP address, or you can also select custom, where you will get the option of adding all traffic. So any options are correct. Here for this practical I am using anywhere. You can also try this if you are trying to ping your machine from your local laptop, your local computer, then you can also try with MyIP and save the rule. Now after saving the rule, let's try to ping your EC2 instance again. Here is a command ping, and this time we are able to receive response from your EC2 instance. So I am getting the response from this instance because this time we have allowed the inbound traffic from any other source via the ICMP protocol. As I have allowed the traffic from anywhere, so we can also try to ping our system from the organization's network or any other network. So it will be reachable from all the networks this time. So if you go with MyIP option, then you will be able to ping your instance from your network only, means your local systems connected with one network. So that's it for this video. I hope you have learned something. Take care and bye.